Hello, my dear learner. Welcome back to the online shine. We're learning the TYBMS Semester 5 Competitive and Derivative Market. In this video, we're going to learn very important the option pricing model. So let's start. There are the two types of the option pricing model, the binomial pricing model and the black and scholes model. So let's start with the binomial option pricing model. So binomial option pricing model is developed in the 1979 by the William Sharpe. And in this model, it uses the iterative procedure. What is the iterative procedure? Iterative means what? Repetitions of the cycle of operation. It should be the convergent, means it is to be the closely to the desired result. So iterative means to repetitions of your operation cycle. And it allowing the specification of nodes or the point of the time during the time spent between the valuation date and the option expiration date. So as the name of the binomial, it is the option pricing value option using and the iterative approaches. So means it is to be a repetitions of the operation cycle. We can say that it is to be a binomial. Binomial means what? 2. Bi means 2, and we can say that bi means bi means 2, and nomals means what? The nominal is 2 possibilities. So there are the possibilities. There are the possibilities, 2 possibilities. That means the stock price move upwards and the stock price they move downwards. So therefore it is name of the binomials. Okay, so there are the possibilities in the stock. Maybe it move upward and move downwards. So it reduces the possibilities of the price changes while to be removing of the possibilities of arbitrage. If there is a remove the arbitrage process, then definitely there is the some prices changing up. This model is completely the mathematical simple. I hope you have done this method in the your F5 BCom mathematical and statistically binomial method. Now what is the assumption to follow this pricing model? So first assumption is that every point in time the price can go only the 2 possibilities, that is to be up and the down. And the next is the underlying asset paid no dividend. There is no dividend and there is interest rate is constant throughout the period. Means there are the discount factors. The market is frictionless. There is no divisions of the market and there are no transaction costs and no taxes as the economics happen. The mostly the same assumption is here. Investors are risk neutral. There is no risk, indifferent of the risk, and the risk-free rate prevailing the constant. So again, there are the constant of the transaction cost, tax-free, the rate of the risk is constant, and there are the frictionless market. These are the assumption. And main thing is that there are the 2 possibilities, only up and the down. Now, what is the advantages? The first advantage is it's very simple to calculation because the price is moving upward and downward, and it is the repeating the process. Okay, so it is very easy to calculate it. Binomial option pricing is useful for the American option. It's very important for the MCQs. The binomial is used for the American option where the order has the right to be exercised at any point of the until the expiration. Okay, and the third one is it is a significant advantage. This is multi-period view. इसको हम लोग multi-period view में भी इस मॉडल को adapt कर सकते हैं. And it is the underlying asset price and it is to be transparency of the over the multi-period of the time. So this is main. And when we talk about the disadvantages, it is to be notable that the computation is complex over the multi-period of the model. So it is quite complicated when we using the multi-period models. And the most significant limitation is model is to be inherent necessary to predict the future prices. So it is not the we can say the predict the future price by repeating the same operation cycle. So this is the advantages and disadvantages. Now let's look at the example. Suppose assume there is a stock that is the price of 50 per share. In 1 month, the price of this stock will go up by 4% and go down by 4%. So creating this situation. From this example, you understand very well what is the binomial pricing model. Okay. So suppose, let the example, the stock price is 50 rupees. Okay. And it is to be goes by 4%. And goes up by the 4% and goes down by the 4%. So take 50% of 4%, 50 rupees of 4%. Okay, add it. Okay, because it is upward. So this is upward and this is downward. So 50 into 4%, that is 52 rupees. And the 50 minus 4%, that is goes down. It means 2 rupees. So it will be 48. If it is upwards, it is 52. If it is goes down, it is 48 rupees. Again, iterative approaches means the repeat the procedure the same. Again, the next period we can use the 4% upward. If the 52 plus same amount to be repetition, 52 plus 4%, it will be 54.08. Okay, 52 plus 4%, that is 54.08. If 52 minus 4%, it will be 49.92. Okay, so you can put up the calculator and you can do this, and it's very easy. Just use 52 minus 4%, 49.92. If in the case of the 48 rupees, okay, so it will be upward. First, it is upward. Every possibilities have the every stock have a 2 possibilities, that is upward and downward. So if 48 is plus 4%, that is to be 49.92. Okay. Now 48 minus 4% goes down. It means 46.08. So this is the first period. Again, I repeat: 50 plus 4%, 52. 50 minus 4%, 48. This is the one possibilities, the two possibilities, that is one upward and second one is downward. Now in the stock of 52, in the next period there are the only 2 possibilities, that upwards and downward. So upward is 54.08 and the downward is 49.92. We have to using the iterative procedure with the 2 possibilities, that is upward and downwards. Okay. Now again the 48 rupees having the 2 possibilities, that is upward 49.92 and the downward is 46.08. Now if we say the third period, we can be again repeat this procedure. The 54.08 plus 4%, it has the 2 possibilities, that is upward and downward. So it will be 56.24. Okay, and if it is downward possibilities, it is 51.91. Okay, in the stock of 54.06. If this price we will take the 49.92, again it has the 2 possibilities, that is 4% upward and plus 4% minus 4% is downwards. Okay, you can calculate. Now if the possibilities of this 46.08, again it is have to be 2 possibilities, that is plus 4% is upward and minus 4% downwards. That is 44 and 44.24. So now with the help of this example, I hope you will clear what is the binomial approaches. So binomial approaches is the binomial means the 2 possibilities are there, whether it is to be upward, whether it is to be downward, and it is using the iterative process. Iterative process means what? It is to be the repetitions of the cycle of operation to coming up the close desired result. Okay. Now next we will move on the Black-Scholes option pricing model. So what is the Black-Scholes option pricing model, and made up by the 3 authors, that is to be the Black-Scholes model, are also known as the Black-Scholes Merton models. Okay, so the first is Black, the second one is Pearls, and third one is to be Merton model. So in this model, we have to be seeing there are the price variation over the time. As the binomial model, there are to be seeing the price changes. Okay, but यहाँ पर भी आपको price variation over the time मिलेगा. But in this method, we using the some statistically parametrical method, such as the stock, that one among the other things. We used to be determine the price at the European call. The differences is that is very important. MCQs that to be Black-Scholes model is using the European call method, and binomial method is using the American method. Now the Black-Scholes Merton BSM model, it is the differential equation uses into solve this option prices. So this model is one Nobel Prize in economics, and now this is the agreed as the use of best way to the determining a price of option. So it is getting the Nobel prizes. So it is to be a best way to find out what is the price of option. So the Black-Scholes model is required the 5 input variation, very important. The strike price of the an option, the current stock prices, and the times of expiration, and the risk-free rate, and the volatilities. These 5 things are required in this 2 models. Now it is to be again developing in the 1973 by the Fisher, Platt, and Myron Scholes, and Robert Merton. Okay, so these 3 are to be changing the option prices, and to be a best method for the determining the price of option. Now what is the assumption? The same, we can say the option is the European and only be exercised in the expiration. It will be not applicable in the American price model, and no dividend are paid during the life of the option. So there are the no dividend, there are the markets are efficient, the moment are to be predictable. We can be predict the market movement, and there are the no transaction cost to the buying the option, or we can say the risk-free rate and the volatility of the underlying asset are not to be a constant. So everything is constant, whether it to be risk-free, taxes, and we can say the market all are the constant and stable, and we know that what is the movement in the market. The return on the underlying are to be normally distributed. So if we can see the mathematical formula, there are the C equal to C. This means what? The call premium. S and means the current stock prices, and T for the time until the this is option expire, and K for the option calculation prices is the striking prices of K. Okay, and we can see here the R is risk free, and N for the cumulative standard normal distribution. Okay, so current stock prices and the normal distribution of T1. So how to be calculate the T1 is S upon K plus R plus S square upon 2 times S plus T upon time. So here we can say the S for the current market price and option striking price. So S is the current stock price and divided by the striking price plus R from the risk-free return plus the square of the stock price divided by 2. Whereas to be, if we see the D2, the D2 is D1 minus the S minus time of the expiration. If we see, so according to this mathematical formula, we can be easily determine the price of the option. Now, in this model have some limitation, that is to be, as I stated previously, the Black-Scholes model is only used in the price European and not applicable in a US's market, that is to be American market. So moreover, the model is assumed the dividend and risk-free rate are to be constant, but in the real world it is not be true. Now this model is also be assumed that the volatility is remaining constant. So this is not absolutely wrong, because this in this world, the market is volatile. They have the extremely changes in the over the up option. So which is not with the cases because the volatility is fluctuated with the level of the supply of one. And in the other assumption is that there are no transaction cost and taxes, but in the risk-free interest rate is constant for the all the maturity period. So that is not really true in the real world. So it is to be used the processing to be permitted. So there are no risk-free arbitrage opportunity, and can it is lead to the prices that to be deviated from the real world where there have the factors are to be present. So these factors are presented in the real world, which is to be changes in the according to the demand and supply of the securities. So these are the limitation, and this is the basic limitation because there is no transaction cost, dividend, and we can say risk-free rate. So it is mostly likely to be not present in the market. Now, thank you so much. These are the two methods of the option pricing model. I hope you understand, and if you have any doubt, please comment below. Thank you so much for watching.